Hey guys, what's up? How's everybody doing in there today? Hope everybody's having a good morning so far, or good evening wherever you're at in the world. Hope everybody's by starting to recuperate and maybe start getting their heads screwed back on after what happened the other day. But yeah, so we got some space weather to talk about, guys. We're just going to kind of get into it. I probably won't be able to keep this one going very long. I got to get my daughter and stuff to school, so I'm just going to kind of get into it, guys. Sunshine, first in here, 333. Good job. All right, man. I really like that. Denise, shits and giggles. Lucette, Kathy, No Malarkey, May, Darcy, Regulators, 63G, Maria, Apocalypse, MK. Who am I missing here? Wait, what's up, Taylor? Janet, Ordinary, Penny, Michelle, No Malarkey again. Scott, what's up, brother? Leah, Lay's Nan, I guess. Okay, guys. Hey, Melissa, what's up? Let's go ahead and just jump into this real quick, guys. Again, yeah, I do have a lot of stuff I have to get done today, so I am going to just get into it. And yeah, I'm not really feeling the greatest today either. So, but anyway, before I do that, I forgot to do this. Hold on. There is my PayPal. If anybody wants to help me out, that's cool. If not, that's cool too. Not expected, always appreciated. Okay, guys. I say it one time in my streams, and I leave it alone after that. You know, it's just how I do things. I don't really even like doing that, but that's what I do. Anyway, I do appreciate it. You guys don't know how much I appreciate it, but Schumann resonance. We are having a little bit of an increase in activity overall, as you guys can see this here. Actually, let me get the chat back over here. You definitely can see an increase. If you remember the couple days before this, it was all pretty much blue, except for the 783 hertz here. But this is definitely an overall increase in the frequency, a little bit more activity. Now, keep in mind that this tool is in Russia, and local weather can actually really affect these things. If there's snow on the antenna, it really affects this thing bad. Thunderstorms, all that kind of stuff. Remember, this is regional. This is not a global tool. There's lots of these around the planet, and we have to keep that in mind. But like I've said before, anything coming from space, when it hits, it probably will affect this tool along with all the other ones. So that's how you know. If you get a big spike or something, you go back to the sun, we got a CME or something hit, you can relate it right back. But I see so many people talking as if this tool is a global representation, and it's not even close. So I want to make that clarification. They have one of the tools is in Italy. One of the tools, I think they have them in Spain. We have them over here too. I just don't know where to go to see them. If they post them anywhere, you can get this stuff for yourself if you really wanted it. So just know that. But yeah, so there's your Schumann update. Hey, somebody give me an audio A-OK in the chat there, if you would. I just want to make sure before I keep moving here. Make sure my stream health is fine. Okay, cool. Alright, that's all I needed. Thank you. I just want to make sure before I get moving here, because sometimes I've done that before and got halfway through a stream and been like, what the heck? But anyway, so obviously by my thumbnail you guys can tell that yes, we had a really big filament, snap off the southern part of the sun, and it does look like it may be getting ready to hit it. It may be going to hit us. I won't know exactly until more data comes in, but I got some stuff to show you, enough to say that there's a decent chance it can. But notice here on the X-ray flux, this is what we see when we see flares or just sunspots or active areas on the sun. X-rays increase here. and this is where it shows it. Notice how this is a steady uptick. Our base is now getting close to the bottom of a B-class flare. If that increases, we get more sunspots facing us. We don't have any facing us right now, and that will change. You know, you can bet on that. Now, also, if we get a big flare, you'll have a delay, and then you'll get the proton flux will hit. That's radiation, and that's what these storm levels are showing here. This here doesn't typically affect us here on the surface. This is more so for people that fly and for like astronauts and satellite operations and things. There's something called surface charging, and when we get big blasts from the sun, sometimes it can surface charge those satellites, and it messes with the components, and they start having navigation issues, and a lot of other things that start happening there. Geomagnetic activity. This was not expected. You see this right here? And I'm going to show you when that hit us, because it hit us for a ton. We didn't get into no level, a G-level storm or anything, but going from here to here, we see that quite often, but this really did, like smack. Yeah, I know, Taylor. I got you. Thank you, though. We took a pretty big hit on that. And I'll show it to you guys here in just a few minutes. But if you look at their predictions up here, that was at right before the turn of the day. So, if I'd have shown you guys this earlier, the last one on the 7th, that would have been this one. It was they didn't even have it. I think they had it like at a 1. So they were not expecting this. So this came out of the blue. Or out of space, I guess. And I'll show you what I think caused it. Now, this is the first look at the sun here, guys. We got this coronal hole. It actually was opened up more. It's actually closed off some now. We'll be getting the winds from this because it did go right in front of us. We did connect to it, and we will be getting, some solar wind from it. Is the slow-mo turned on? Does anybody know? Or is this just not a whole lot of chatting, which is fine. I don't care about that. I just want to make sure I don't have slow-mo turned on. There you go, sunshine. Yeah. Okay, cool. But as you can see here, the BZ's right neutral. So, I mean, nothing's really going to be coming in. It's not really susceptible for us to be dragging stuff into our system. Solar wind speed, it's in normal range. Density is in normal range. So is temperature. That's why we're not having anything going on here. Okay? And those conditions will continue here for the next couple days probably. Here's the Enlil model. And this Enlil model is definitely showing, this is what we just seen. Okay? But quiet conditions. You can see this up until the last prediction here. And I think why that's doing that is from this filament that released off. Okay? You can see this. Now, I'm not sure what caused this. This could be a glitch. Okay? I'm not saying that it is or isn't. But as you can tell, the geomagnetic activity graph here is not caught up to this. So that's making me wonder what's going on with this. Okay, so if we go up here, it's not up. It's got it at 0. 360 thing. Is everybody buffering? Okay, hold on. Says I got excellent. Hold on. Okay, I got everything shut off, so I don't know what else I can do, guys. If it's going to be bad, I'll just kill the stream. But It says I got good stream health, so I don't know what's happening there. Anyway, I will just keep moving, guys. There's not much else I can do with that, okay? Yeah. It's probably going to be blurry for a second. It'll come back on. What it does is it goes down to a lower definition if it's having stream issues. Okay, cool. Anyway, we'll just go straight to what I wanted to show you just in case something happens here, okay? I killed the wrong one. Anyway, let's do this here. Let's just go to seeds first, okay? So this is what we got right here. This is our view, okay? This is SDO, and this is coming. Satellite's here. Earth's here. Satellite's right in front of it, looking at the sun. Okay? So obviously you see that. Now, anything that is going off this side of the sun is going to look like it's going directly to the right. It could be coming at an angle like this. It could be going an angle away from us. Okay? We don't know until we go look somewhere else. But you can definitely see that that was a pretty decent size, eruption there. So, let me take you to stereo A, which is our side view. Alright? And so, remember, satellite's here, Earth is here. So when both of them show it going to the right, that means that there's a good chance it's coming towards us. Now it could miss us north-south, and it could miss us to the left-right too, but most likely it won't miss us left-right if they're both showing to the right. Okay? But I won't be able to give you guys any kind of clear direction until the CME tracker updates. It hasn't updated yet. Now I will say that this was a very, very large filament. It doesn't necessarily mean it's powerful. It just means it's big in size. And it will cover a pretty good area. Hey, Christine, what's going on? Teresa, how you doing? Now, so what we'll do is I'll take you guys back over here. And I'll show you. I'll show it to you here. Let me get it loading. I'm hoping this don't mess with the stream strength, because sometimes when we start playing these movie tools, it'll mess with the strength of the stream. I had all that loaded up, guys, but I had to shut it off so that it would quit buffering. So let's let this thing load up. It won't take it but a minute. And I'll show it to you real quick. It's pretty easy to see because it's a big one. We'll let it load there. While we're doing that, we'll look at this magnetopause tool. Okay. This is density here. Wind speed is here, and this is the BZ. Now you're going to see it right at the end of the day. You're going to see it like cram up against us because we took a pretty decent hit. I mean, I'm talking it was significant, and it did bump us up geomagnetically. So as we're watching this here real quick, hey Arizona, what's up? Hey Shirley, how you doing? Carol, Wayne, how you doing? Robin, how are you? So now, if we look at the 8th, this is the most up-to-date data we got, and you can see it kind of moving a little bit. Now it's not fluctuating all that much. Okay, then that's why our geomagnetic activity is low. But I don't think it's going to stay that way. But let me show you this filament. It's going to happen here. Okay, this thing stretched from here all the way over here. Watch this thing snap off. It's starting to do it right here. It lifts off right here. Okay? That is a big filament. So let me zoom in a little bit more, and we will get you in there a little closer so you guys can see a little better. So watch this thing. Wham! And then it ejected again over here on this side, and we even had a small little disturbance over here blow off. So, you know, that was a significant eruption, guys. It wasn't caused from a flare or anything like that. That's just a simple filament lifting off the sun, snapping off. Hey, Scat Man, what's up? So, again, the biggest question is it coming at us? I mean, that's what we all want to know, right? And until we get the CME tracker to update, I can't say definitely. But right now, if I had to say, give you a yes or no, I would say yes, it's going to get us a little bit. At least a little. Just judging by those other tools that I already showed you guys. Okay? Now, let me bring this one here, because I want you guys to see the yellow version here, too, the 171. Because this does give us a little bit different of a view. So we'll take a look at this one, too. Sometimes this will give you a better idea visually. But when we're talking about filaments, we really like to look at the 304 because it does show the filaments a lot better. But this one will show like a more of a broader range of the activity. It's not going to be so precise, is what I'm trying to say. And again, it's going to happen in the same spot. I mean, that's most definite. But you'll be able to tell it down here a lot easier. But while that's loading, here's the geoelectric field model, guys. This thing is not moving at all. So I don't know what's up with that either. I mean, it's not missing any data. We're just not getting anything coming at us right here, right now. I'll show you the earthquakes real quick while we're waiting. These things right here, guys, these are no chumps. These are decent sized earthquakes. 6.3, 6.1. Just had another one right there as a 5.2. And then we had one down here in the South Sandwich Islands chain down here. That was a 5.2 also. Okay? So let me turn on all magnitudes. And that's when you get to see the majority of the activity, or where we're, at least here in the States, you can tell where it's swarming. And up here in Alaska, that just gives you a better idea how much activity is actually happening. They had this one over here in China too. That was a 4 something. That was a 5. Okay, that actually came in as a 5. So, with that being said, you know, all that, in my opinion, is related to space weather. But it's not the only thing that causes it. Space weather does affect earthquakes, guys. Also, we're starting to see data and stuff come in about rotational glitch. The Earth sometimes has a rotational glitch, and it's not really all that long. Basically, it'll glitch for like a 1.5 milliseconds, and it, you know, if it does that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, it can actually affect things. But the biggest thing is that, you know, when we glitch or jerk like that a little bit, our core stays pretty much in the same spot, but things are moving around inside. So we kind of slip a little bit. You know, I guess you could, anything you want to, any kind of example you want to use there for yourself, it's much like running and stopping real fast and having your hat like fly off or something. That's kind of what it's like. You know, so just because you get, when you jerk real hard, the stuff that's on top moves. So that definitely can issue, you know, some earthquakes. And you know, that's a new data point that they started recording about 50 years ago. And the thing of it is, it broke that record. That was the record, 1.5 milliseconds. It broke it 28 times last year. So that is very significant. So something's amiss. That's all I can say. You know, if that continues, I would expect us to see all kinds of stuff. That could even, you know, we could even start talking about tides and things like that. You know how we had the beaches, like the water just running away from the beaches about, a couple of years ago? That everybody seemed to just quit talking about that, like it just quit happening. But with that happening, I could see water sloshing around. Like, again, take off running with a bowl of water in your hand and stop real fast and watch what that water does. It's going to slosh around pretty good. So you can apply that kind of thinking directly to that. So here's that filament releasing in the 171 right here. This does give us a better view of the scope of how big this thing was. Okay, so watch what happens down here. You'll see it. It's evident. Okay, you see that? Now, I know that looks like it did not, like it's going to the right, but we do not know that. That could still be coming at us. It could be coming, like, pull it towards your face. This is two-dimensional, and it's trying to show us a three-dimensional thing. So we have to understand that. So you can see how, this is a pretty decent, this is one of the biggest filaments that has erupted off the sun in quite some time. So, look at that. I mean, that's decent. That's a decent-sized filament. Look how far it erupted off the sun before it actually broke. It actually went out of the range of the camera before it snapped. So, that is a very, very tall filament. And if you keep in mind the distance we're talking, if you look from right here where it started, the connection point was here to here. Guys, that's a long way. I mean, we're talking about like this little spot right here. You could probably fit 1 or 2 Earths in that little spot. So that's what we're talking about distance here. It is huge. So, yeah. Yeah, it is definitely a big one. So, I don't really have a whole lot more to share with this right now. What we'll do is we'll take a look at the CME tracker and see if it's updated. But other than that, I don't really have no other way to tell you if that thing's going to hit us. I looked at Enlil already, and you can see that just going out, right? That's the other one. This is not that filament that just erupted. It hasn't up. This is the one that is going to maybe give us a glancing blow here in the next day or two. I don't think it will, though. I think it's going to miss us, but that's just my opinion. So when this thing updates, I'll be able to give you guys a better idea whether or not this thing is going to hit us or not. Now, something else interesting I thought was interesting is this. Look at this. That's the Parker SP probe. Check out what it's doing. They sent that sucker back to the sun. It's going back to get some more data. Is what it's doing. That's the one. If anybody don't know, that's the one that went out and kissed the sun. It got real close. It was it got some really good data. I will say that it was out there inside that thing. They're trying to figure out why, or get better data on why the corona is hotter than the surface of the sun. And there's a lot of theories on that. And I'm, definitely I'm not the one to go to that, be able to give you any guidance on that. But, I do have ideas myself, but it's just ideas. That's it. I have nothing to support that other than I worked with UV light for about 20 years, and I know how to, direct the UV light using reflectors to generate a lot of UV concentrated and a lot of heat. So, I know how to do that, but that ain't what's going on down there in the corona of the sun. So, spaceweather.com. We had something. This right here is very, very odd. I've been talking about these noctalucent clouds, right, guys? Noctalucent clouds is water vapor that freezes around meteorite dust on the poles. And it happens in the summertime in each respective hemisphere. Okay, so right now, the noctalucent cloud season is in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so that's what you're seeing here. And again, what causes it? Water vapor gets high up in the highest parts of our atmosphere, freezes around meteor dust. That's why they look blue and like metallic. Okay, so we have to have water vapor for that to happen, obviously. When are we going to get water vapor? Summertime. That's why. Even though it's freezing, we still have to have that water vapor. So, with that being said, check out what happened right here. They actually picked these up in the Rio Grande, Argentina, at 53.8 degrees south latitude on January 3rd. Okay, check this out. This is that's like extremely far north for these things. Should not be seeing these things that far north. Now, it's not like they haven't been seen that far north before, but it's just been like a handful of times. So this is telling us, you know, hey, things are a little bit warmer there. So I don't know why it's or the atmosphere is colder. It's just, it shouldn't be doing that right now is what I'm trying to say. It's too far north. We don't typically see that stuff unless it's over the poles. So something different is there. Something different's going on there. So, yeah. Also, this is important to know too. The solar sector boundary crossing. I don't talk about that very much because this is a little bit more than just a basic understanding of space weather, and that's why I don't go there with it. But it talks about a fold in the heliospheric current sheet. Okay, it's basically it's a magnetic disruption that we have to cross over. Different sections of space are different polarities, and when we cross that barrier, sometimes it'll jerk on us, and it'll give us some geomagnetic activity. And that's why they put the aurora alerts out for the 10th. So that's what's going on there. I'm not going to go too much into detail with that because that deserves a lot of explanation. And I don't have time for that right here in this video. But the noctalucent cloud thing, guys, that's not we shouldn't be seeing them that far north. Again, it's happened before, but something is a little off there. Yeah, ordinary, I've seen that before. I'm not sure if I agree with it, but yeah. I understand it's a huge dam, and I understand it's a lot of water. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if I completely agree with that theory. And I ain't saying that it couldn't happen. It's definitely possible. I'll say that. I will say that 100%. But for me, I'm not sure if I'm on that train or not. I'm still kind of it's okay, Susan, you're good. But yeah. So I don't know what caused these right here. I'm not seeing anything to point to anything crazy. So these could be a cosmic ray spike too. Sometimes that happens. Okay, sometimes we'll get a cosmic ray, boop, and it's only there for a second. That's a direct straight line. I mean, it happened like back to back to back right there. So I'm just not sure that's a real signature. A lot of times these tools they'll interpret things the wrong way. Sometimes they screw up. I mean, let's just say what it is. Anything that's in technology or machines, it's not perfect. It's going to have flaws. So let's take this one and I'll show you. I'm going to show you the sundiver real quick. Okay, we had a pretty decent looking sundiver here. I started showing it to you. Is this the day it came in here or not? It started to down here, I think. Maybe. Let's go the next day here. This is the 7th. Here it comes. See this? That thing dove in there big time. I mean, that thing was moving pretty fast. So that the sun ate that one up, guys. I don't think it made it past the sun. You know. So I think the sun sucked that thing in, man. Yeah. But the thing is, guess what? It also showed up on stereo A first. Let me go over here. Right there. See it right here? Watch. See it? So it showed up on both satellites. So that, you know, obviously that is just showing you, hey, that happened. But again, guys, this here, the filament here, if it is coming at us, we got about 3 or 4 days before it gets here. So I'll give you guys some more updates on that as it comes. But other than that, I can't give you much more direction on that or what to even to go off of yet. So it is one of those things. I wish that CME tracker tool would actually update a little bit quicker than what it does, but it definitely doesn't. It really just doesn't. So yeah. But anyway, so obviously I understand that everybody's thought process right now is on the geopolitical environment. I'm probably not going to talk about that a whole lot here, guys. I talked about it for a minute, you know, yesterday or the day it happened, that evening I did that stream, and I talked about it then, and believe it or not, people still got mad at me or upset that I was talking about it here on my channel. But you know, I'm not going to do things just because people get mad at me. That's not what I'm saying. I do understand the fact that what I'm doing here is space weather, okay? And that's why people come here. They don't come here to hear me talk about the Capitol building or anything like that. I get it, okay? But when we have big events like that, any of us that have a platform, you know, it's kind of our responsibility to at least put it out there for a minute, okay? So that's what I'll say, you know. And I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going to go too much more into that again. I called into Mark's show, Mark Pyers, Real Talk, the day that it happened, and I talked about it at length. I would encourage you guys to go watch that. We talked about it pretty good. Yeah, I know, Scott, and I will. But I also do get the fact that, you know, sometimes I enjoy getting a break from that crap too. And you know, those of us that have, you know, because I don't really step outside of space weather very often. If I did, it would be a different thing. If I would put my channel out there like, hey, I'm talking about this, and this. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, my Facebook group, I'm shutting that sucker off. I'm through with that freaking platform altogether, just so you know. I don't want to be a part of any of it. So just know that. Yeah, I know, man. I get it. But, so anybody that's a part of the Facebook group, the Wages World Facebook group, I will most definitely be shutting that thing off. I am not going to be a part of something that I'm just so tired of all the stuff that's going on with it. So I'm just going to step away from it, just so you know. We'll figure something else out, and we'll get together somewhere else. So, and figure something out to, you know, be able to communicate and share stuff. There's other ways to do it. We don't have to use that. All right, we just don't. And I think that they were talking about getting rid of Facebook groups altogether anyway. Hey, Sig, what's up, brother? So just know that. I mean, I think the group stuff was going to go away anyway. I don't know why they were doing that, but that's what they said. that was part of the plan, I think. Yeah, I got DLive too, but DLive isn't like a Facebook. You know, you can't just go. Everybody can't post on the same page on DLive. It's just like a YouTube platform, pretty much. I mean, you know, they set it up pretty much for streaming. So, but anyway, guys, yeah. So just know that if you're in the Facebook group, it's still up right now, but I'm going to be taking it down. So, just know that, okay? Thanks, Robin. I appreciate that. I really do. You know, guys, and Scott's in here. He knows we take so much crap. Sig's in here. He sees it. Anybody in here sees it. I mean, we really do. But, you know, on that one specific subject, like I said earlier, I understand that when stuff is going on geopolitically, and you come to my channel, you're kind of expecting to see some space weather. I get that, because that's how I put it out there. And I like having that avenue for everybody, because it does give people something else to think about other than that intense crap that's going on. It gives everybody a little bit of a break, even though I'm talking about something else that could be negative. But it still gives you something different to think about and look at. And let me tell you something here too. Geopolitically and this stuff, it's related. Let me tell you. It's related a lot more than what you think. There's so many things that happen around the same time frame when we start seeing things like this. You know, when they were talking about, and I'll go into this just for a second, you know, when they were talking about just going to the nation's capital, I'll just put it to you that way, and we were supposed to be having like a CME that was supposed to hit us that day too. A lot of people forget that. There was a chance we would have had a CME that day. And, you know, the thought crossed my mind, well, maybe they were kind of using that as maybe a smoke screen of some sort. And, you know, if we did have a CME, or if it was supposed to be coming, who's to say somebody couldn't set off an EMP somewhere and blame it on the sun? You know what I'm saying? Those are the kinds of things that go through people's minds, and mine too. Now, you know, is that too far of a stretch? No, I don't think it is. Because a solar flare or a CME would act just like an EMP would if it was strong enough. So just know that. I mean, those things can be related. I do think, you know, there's a reason why all the presidents and stuff, when they get out of office, they go to the South Pole. I mean, come on. Let's just be real about it. If it wasn't something that was special stuff, they would tell us what was going on, but they don't. So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it here, guys. Again, my PayPal link's in the, you know, in the description. You can help Scott out too, him and Dr. Albers. She's dealing with the mercury poisoning. If you guys want to help her out, that's great also. And again, guys, just keep your head on a swivel. I'm planning on getting with Rip Curl and Ron Tyler. I'm going to get those guys on the show here. We'll talk about some prepping stuff and earthquakes and things like that. They know what they're talking about, so we're going to get those guys on here and give you guys. I get a lot of questions. How can I prep? What should I do to prep? Those kinds of things. So I'm going to get the guys on here on my channel, and we'll get to talking about some stuff like that could help people know what to do in a bad situation. So anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves, and